Happy Bag Talk Thursdays. I think I'm gonna make that my new thing. Let me pin this. Oh, today has been a day, child. Wait for some more people to come on. Hey, Eric. Happy Bag Talk Thursdays. We are gonna wait for my teeth are not yellow. This is a filter because this looks crazy. But wait for my guest to come on. Whew. I almost didn't make it, but we here. I'm trying to fix something. I think my lighting is too bright. I've been looking at screens all day. My eyes kind of start hurting. Yeah, this is good for me. I've been looking at screens all day, and when I look at the phone too much, my eyes look crazy. There she go. My girl Casey. I was about to sing the wrong song. Casey, do you love me? I never know if I'm doing this right. Hi! Oh, now I
Yeah.
fix my... Oh, here we go. I hate when it does that. It like makes you go... Okay, here. Hi,
Casey. Everybody
Girl, you know what's
does
crazy?
it. Everybody. Casey.
Wait, I said it wrong?
Cassie.
Casey. What I said? I said Cassie? I thought I said Casey. I said Casey. You know what's crazy? So I had to ask Mike. I was like, I don't know if I ever heard her confirm this. I'm like, is Casey go by Casey Empire? He was like, yeah, she does. I'm like, I thought I was just taking her Instagram and running with it. Well, first of all, thank you so much for being a guest here. I know we both today was like, it's gonna be rough. We made it. And your supporters are amazing, child. So many people was coming to my page. I love that. So I would like anyone who's on my platform to do the same. For those who don't know you, they need to freaking know you. So I'm gonna let you toot your horn because I already slaughtered your name.
Oh, it's all right. It's all right. So what's the question? What you said?
I said I want you to toot your own horn for those on my platform who don't know you. Why they should freaking know who you are. And some people, I mentioned you to some people too. So this is actually perfect because we was working together on something.
No, I really do. But I'm just someone that connects dots and uses my resources in order to help the people around me succeed where it is that they need to succeed in if I know, what it is. And more than likely, if it's just someone around me and want to like start a business or, just basically level up, I'm going to find that way. I always just been that person. So to the T, like I could do anything.
You really can. What's your background? Like how did your start begin? Because I'm mostly familiar with you with what you do with artists. And I think that's super important. But I love that you highlight that you also help brands and businesses as well. But I really want to know, like, how did you get your start?
What my start in what, like music? In music,
yes.
I got my start. Well, I always loved music since I was a kid. That was just something I always did. Like I had my CDs and my tapes and everything else. But when I came back to New York from Atlanta, I went to school in Atlanta. I went to Morris Brown College. Oh, okay.
I went to Clark Atlanta.
Okay. Yeah, I went to Mobile.
Well, I didn't know that.
I kind of did everything, and I knew I wanted to do something with music, but more importantly, in my area, we had a lot of artists that were, you know, in the streets, my boys and stuff like that. And they were really talented, that to the point where we were singing their songs, doing their dances. You know, this before TikTok and before all of that stuff. Like, this was really us. And they didn't have an avenue really to, like, perform and, you know, do the things that a major artist would be able to do. So I had the drive to do that. And a lot of them were being killed by gun violence. And it kind of, like, it made me, like, rush into creating the showcases and creating that platform and that safe space for everybody in different hoods to come together and just enjoy talent. And that kind of blossomed into everything, because from there, artists came to me for, like, any and everything. They needed shows, they needed bios, they needed, you know, just anything that they thought that I could help them with, they came to me for. So that's where, you know, it began from there. Like, everything from all my network that I already had that was in the industry, you know, contacting me. So it was just, from there it went crazy.
That's crazy, because that's similar to the kind of, like, platform I'm creating a brand for myself. It's just like, you know, so many people every day ask me, you should be my manager. I want you on my team. And I tell people no all the time. One, because my anxiety won't let me do it. Two, because I'm still trying to build my brand. And three, I don't want that responsibility of having other people's career dictated on how I move. I'm more comfortable with just connecting the dots, like you said, and putting people on to people that they should know. And when you and I were working together, I thought that was a great opportunity, with me kind of filter out the artist who's serious with working with you. So people are not just running to your DMs. It's like, yo, KC, I had this boy, he need help with development. You know, you need to do this consultation. And which is why I wanted you on the show, because people pretend I didn't even know you. They was like, well, how do I know you know this girl? I do know her. I do know her. But I want to talk about, you talked about your platforms. One of the platforms, I know you're a host on the Come Up shows. So I want you to talk a little bit about that.
Basically, it's a spinoff to the showcases. Like, do something else on a bigger platform where people all over in different states can see these artists, and they can see them in, you know, in their life, and something like in the life of an artist. So I get to know their, like, you know, chill with them in the studio, and that's what the show has developed to now. So yeah.
That's some major names on there too.
You know, artists already on a certain level as well, because everybody has a come up. Now, I don't care how long you've been doing something, you're always on a come up to something if you inspired and motivated by life itself. So that's what the platform is there for.
Are there any prerequisites for artists to be on the show? Like, they're watching this now, they're like, oh, I want to be on there. How should they go about it?
You have to have videos. You have to have things to for us to be able to make a production. Like, it's a production, it's not a podcast. So that's where, you know, it differs than, you know, just any artist, because in order for the show to stay in this aesthetic, the artist has to be at a certain level doing certain things. So you have to have, you know, videos and quality videos, because that's what's going to make, you know, the show look better.
I like how you put a hit on content. People think you have to have a lot of followers. No, you need to show that you're working.
You have to be superb in an area where I feel that whatever I talk to you about in that area is given back to someone that is inspired by you. You get what I'm saying? So we do a real, like, thought process on who we put on the show and why we put them on the show. I'm enjoying the season. I'm enjoying the artists. I'm enjoying working with them behind the scenes.
Who's your most, I guess, dynamic artist that you had on so far?
Well, I've interviewed Stefflon Don on the Come Up. I've interviewed Dream Doll when she did Life in Plastic. I interviewed I mean,
a lot of people.
I got some interviews in my.
Don't be humble, girl. You got a whole belt. You definitely have a whole belt. Not where's that bumble? It's in the fridge, Trace. I'm dying today. I can't be drinking right now. Okay, so want to pivot to the global network, which is your company. And this is just like, I consider a one-stop shop for artists, because not just artists, brands, and businesses, but you're basically helping them with maximizing their platform, development, I believe
strategizing. That's
marketing.
the thing that I help artists
Yeah.
with, because at the end of the day, your strategy into whatever you're doing is where your success is going to be at. For me, it's like some artists are doing a lot and some artists aren't doing enough, right? And they got to do just the right amount, the right way. Strategy. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And once they do that, that's when you start seeing a major difference into where they're at and who they're trying to become. And that's I don't care where that artist is at. You get what I'm saying? I don't care, just starting. They can be. That's why I work with different artists, because different artists need different things. I really at all, because I want to be able to help. I want to be able to have an artist. I want to help them create a team, because at the end of the day,
I was about to say that. Would it be essential for someone to have a team, or it's okay if they came you alone?
I see who I can help them with to put them on their team, because I know that they have something. So that's really what I like to do.
What's an example of a strategy you would give to an artist that, I'm trying to think of people without saying names, who has really good music, super talented, might be struggling with a team, but I'm trying not to make this specific to one person because they probably watching this live right now. But I have a friend who's very talented. He's been rapping for a very long time, and when he had a development deal with Def Jam before, and I'm tired of just seeing him just on social media and doing shows. Like, it's like, for someone like that who's like really hungry for it, what is something he should be focusing on right now? Should it be more so building his social media, or should he just be pumping out music?
Does he have a following that's buying his stuff, that's going to his shows? When he's doing these shows, are people coming to see him?
I would say when he does shows, people come, and he doesn't perform as frequently as he should. But when he does perform, every time I go to his shows, and when he gets off stage, yo, what's your Instagram? What's your information? Because he has that it factor. He has it. But I think it's just the consistency. And I know one of his pages got hacked, so now he has a backup page, and he's trying to get the content back on there. But I think he needs a plan, like every month he needs to have a goal.
An artist right now has to balance social media, music, and they have to definitely balance life itself, right? End of the day, I tell artists that they have to have consistency on social media. They really don't understand how important it is to have consistency. When people are talking about an algorithm and you're like, whatever, like, people are tired of hearing the algorithm, but at the end of the day, that's why people not seeing your shit. The algorithm. So you have to, I was telling people that the reason why someone like me can be so successful now is because I've been part of the past, and how people did things in the past, and now growing into social media, like being on Instagram. The first year Instagram was, created and stuff like that. I was able to learn things that labels didn't learn ahead of time, and just people that were already in the game, but they didn't do this. They didn't, play with. And I'm still not the best.
You already was studying.
You get what I'm saying? But I knew how to work it, and that's what I'm trying to say, is that artists need to be consistent on social media. They don't understand how important it is. Besides making music, it's way more than just making music.
Yo, I told one of my friends one time, I was like, you need to start like one day a week where you do, like, I think I told him like Freestyle Friday, which sounds corny, but I was like, where you're like just rapping to beats that's like fire right now. Too. Yeah, like every time there's a fire song that everybody's bumping, you do a freestyle on that beat. And then every Friday you're doing it, even if no one's watching, keep doing it, because eventually somebody's gonna see it. I tell people that all the time, especially like Lola Brooke, like that song came out in 2001. The fact that it's popping now is because of what? TikTok. And I don't see a lot of artists utilizing TikTok consistently. They'll post one thing, I guess don't get the likes they want, and be like, I'm gonna just go to a showcase, or be like, no, you need to, the social media brand, that's an easy bag to get as well. That's how people are gonna see you more,
making it
in my
from
opinion.
social media per se. That's when an artist needs to go into some type of creating their branding and what they're about. So like if an artist is a smoker and that's their lifestyle of, you know, people know that they smoke, then collaborating with a strand. You get what I'm saying? Where, you know, it's strategizing and then they're making money at the same time. Because at the end of the day, you gotta take that money and re-put it back into something. We tell artists, you gotta have a product. I'm even, you know, in search of a product, and it has to be a product that makes sense. Like I'm not gonna I'm not gonna sit there and come out with ballerina slippers. You get what I'm saying? Like, or maybe, you know, you get what I'm saying? That's later on, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it has to match your aesthetic.
So that's very important. Like, that's why I said strategy. That's why I tell people, you know, people could do the things that you do, but they can't do it like you do it. Especially because you got to create a strategy. You get what I'm saying? Like, and no one's ever going to learn your exact strategy because you do it the way you do it. Once you continue to do it a certain way, your people or whoever is meant to listen to you, your sound and who you are, is going to gravitate to you. But if they don't know where you are and they can't hear you, how is that going to happen? You got to be using words.
I agree.
Right now, people are talking about, you know, investing money and everything, you know, that how much money you have to invest. You got to remember, before it was impossible for you to break as an artist if you wasn't on a label. You get what I'm saying? So many things that you could be doing for free. And if you're not doing those and then investing in yourself, you can't tell me you're working that hard.
Right. I agree. When I go to when I host showcases, and I will host showcases for like Scott Moore's brand, and I will see the same artist in the audience. And one time I was a judge, and one of those artists performed. He probably didn't win something that I judged last time, but that because he was there again consistently, I probably chose him off rip just because it's like, you know what? You being consistent, I'm gonna give it to you just because you keep coming back. And I'll have people ask me like, what are you looking for? It's like, I'm not looking for anything. I'm trying to see how hungry you are for it. Like, of course I'm looking for talent, but I don't want to see you at one showcase and I never see you again. And it's like, if I keep seeing you and I know you talented and I'm seeing people fall off, I'm like, no shade, we gotta give it to him. He's been coming to these showcases for 2 months, and every time he performs different songs, has a whole new gimmick. One dude came with a QR code on his shirt telling people, this scan my Instagram and goes to my album. Like,
man, if I tell you how many things that come to mind that I used to share with artists before and they never listened, right? Like, never. It's always the ones that you give them the free advice too. Those ones that you just do it because you love.
Because those are the ones you believe in. You telling them, I'm giving this free game because I know you can make a kill off of this. And they just like, listen, I'm going to do it and never do it.
I tried. That's why now it's like, what you need? Well, this is going to cost you.
If anyone on my platform who's on here, this is probably most of your people, if you want to connect with Casey, you have to go through me. I'm the filter, so you're not wasting her time. Because I'm big on my reputation.
You know what's crazy is that when people see me and they talk to me, like when we first, hey, I love you. When we first talked, like how the atmosphere that we met in, like we joked and all of that. But when it come to business, how I was like, listen, this is how we're gonna do this. We're gonna do. That's just that's me all day. Like I tell people, I'm just like, when it comes to business, I like to handle that. Like I like to.
Same way. Like we could keep, but when it's time to talk business, it's straight to the point because people be serious about their brands and everything. And I'm super serious.
I like to laugh. I like to enjoy life. I like to do all of that. But more importantly, I like to handle business. I like to get shit done.
I keep the people in my network very sacred to me, because I realize I can't just be all arms like, yeah, I just met you today. Yeah, here's my girl Casey. Connect with her. She has this, that, and third. Because not everybody deserves that. So that's something I'm learning too, where it's like, oh, I want to do this. I'm learning, and you actually told me that. I'm asking questions like, what you trying to do? Like when people come to me like about podcasting, y'all want to start a podcast, and I know you have one. And I always ask them, like, if you could show me a season 1 template of 10 episodes, what you want to talk about, then I'll give you some gems. Because 9 times out of 10, people want to have podcasts, so they have an opinion on one thing. But how is this podcast going to sustain? What's the variety you want to talk about? And I never hear
all
from
the
people
time. You know, because there's people that get upset at you because you don't have the time to help them with certain things, and they feel like that's something that, you know, that you should be able to do. But they got to take into consideration, if I did that to 20 people, because I know a million people all the time, what time do I get for myself? What time do I get for my family? What time do I get to make my money? So I don't have a problem of doing something that I love and that I know is going to help you. It just has got to make sense.
You just got to do the work
just
too.
like it got to make sense for you. It makes sense for you to get this information, right? So it just has to make sense, you know. And I respect. I just had Dren Star on the show. His episode is going to drop tomorrow. And one thing I discussed on there is I came to him and I asked him about a sponsorship with Duce. And he was like, man, listen, they doing drink champs, like they doing them shows, like they doing them big shows. And I was just like, you know, it was a nice no. You get what I'm saying? It was a nice that's the type of stuff they doing, shorty. Like, can't help me.
But you asked it. The most they can say is no.
You know, 6 months later, I have him on the show, and he sponsored us with Duce. So it's all about working towards the things that you want and not being distracted by the no's and the people that don't believe, or, you know, people that just don't support you, but you see them watching or doing the things that you're doing, and, you know, just get, you know, it gets frustrating, especially when you do everything from a good space. I mean, you got to keep going. You gotta just focus. Like I always tell people that I have tunnel vision when I have certain goals in front of me. So you have to for the week. You have to set goals for the day. You don't know how important it is for you to at least tackle 2 to 3 things that you wanted to tackle for the day. Yeah.
You gotta be disciplined.
Organization is what I've been doing for like the last maybe like year. And that's what has catapulted everything. Just organizing everything, because I'm everywhere doing everything. You know, I'm somewhere doing marketing. I'm somewhere, you know, helping direct a video. I'm somewhere producing a show. I'm somewhere, you know, remote working. You know, I'm doing so many things that after a certain moment in time, you got to stop, regroup, organize, and then keep moving. Stop, regroup, organize, and then keep moving. You know, and it's not an easy thing to do.
I agree. Not one last question, but you mentioned showcases. How should artists be networking at showcases? Because I tell a lot of people who I know in my circle, and I'm just like, no one's gonna know your music if you don't go to shows. I'm like, you don't have to go to shows to perform. Just go and see who's there. You never know who's in the room. And people think I'm crazy when I say that.
I think in showcases, artists more than anything need to network with different artists that they see performing and that they see in the building and that they know are there. Like those shows, every time I throw those shows, artists work with artists that were in there for multiple years and build relationships. And, you know, that's the most, for me, that's the touching part of those events, that I've seen
they become a whole label together.
And I'm gonna work with them. Come to the studio. I'm working with so and so. Like, I think those are like really dope moments that you remember, you know, from just creating a space. So that's important to me. What's up, Heineken?
I've told people when I'm like hosting, I'll say like, oh, you know, when we're having our intermissions, y'all should be also mingling with the people you standing next to. Exchange Instagrams. I say, you don't know who gonna pop. Y'all do a song together, that song pop now. Your career is skyrocketing because you jumped on the picture.
Just talk to people because you never know who does what. So, hey, my name is so and so. I do music, or you know, I always tell artists now, get the thing in back of your phone just to give somebody your music. You just swipe it past their phone. They don't even have to open their camera and put it on your phone. Just swipe it past the dot.
Wait, what is it? Wait, what is that?
Yeah, it's called a dot.
A dot? Oh, look that up, y'all. The dots, like
dot.
DOT?
You put it on the back of your phone. When it comes, you put the information in it, put it on the back of your phone, and you're able to just slide past somebody and
what is it, like your information just pops up on his phone?
So at any other phone, it's gonna give the information to it.
But it just it like pops up like just like a resume, like boom, or like a YouTube, or
it's like,
and the other person don't need it. Why? I don't know about this. I know about like this app called Hi Hello, or like, but that's like when I go to like events, like the professional career advancement stuff, like your resume.
You program it with like your Instagram, your website, all those kind of things. And then when you meet somebody and you want them to take your information, you don't have to tell them to swipe past your phone, like swipe their phone.
Wow. Y'all hear that?
Everybody should have one of those, especially like if you sell something, you know, just any type of business. You should.
I'm definitely gonna get that. I need that because I'm tired of opening my Instagram after showing
like
people.
Little things like that.
Here you go. Bye.
Like, those conversations are meaningful. You get what I'm saying? Like literally, there's something to learn every day, every minute. If we're talking regarding whatever it is, you know, you need to do as an artist, as a business, or as a brand. Strategizing is everything. That's a strategy. Putting that on the back of your phone.
You just gave free game. That's what the show is about.
Where there's a lot of people and you don't want to keep giving people your phone or put their number in there and all of that. You just swipe past everybody's phone. Here. Bang, 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 bang.
And honestly, somebody who don't have that, they're gonna be like, oh, he's dead ass about his shit. Like, oh, she's serious. Like, that's gonna make you look good.
See, you want to know how I know so much about it? I can program those. Like, I have chips and I program them. I have an app. So I was doing it before the dot came out, right? Because someone had already told me that you can do it. So I ordered the chips and everything from off one of them what is it? Them overseas platforms. Yeah, you know like the Alibaba, whatever. That thing. Yeah. That one. But I ordered it from there and I programmed them. So I was telling artists about them and I was showing artists how to do them and they didn't get it. And then the dot came out.
Now they trying to think they showing you something. Look, I got this thing.
They was already doing it, but there was no like company that was doing it in a big magnitude where people could give them their information and actually they already programmed it. You get what I'm saying? So,
right.
Yeah.
Look at that, y'all. Free game on the show.
If you came to the experience, you was able to when you walked in, there was a big logo in the front, and you was able to swipe your phone, and it took you to the website.
Ah, come on. Come on, Jimmy Neutron. Damn. Well, what's next? Like, what's coming? What you got coming up? What should you be looking forward to
create the shows. One of my goals right now is to create positive content for us. Okay? I think I'm tired of the content, the clickbait, you know, just all the stuff that, you know,
I agree.
I could watch that, like, with someone or, you know, like, I don't want to, like, spend my time engulfed in drama or, you know, I want to spend my time engulfed in things that I can learn from, that's gonna, you know, help me grow as a person, that's gonna enlighten me in areas that I know I need. Get what I'm saying? So this year to come, you will be getting a lot of different content, especially from women that are doing major things in the industry. I'm going to make sure that I create a couple of platforms that teach us about self-care, self-awareness, just positive content for us, you know, like beauty and you know,
Yeah.
just things that, yeah, you know,
Mental health.
planting and, you know, just I want to have somebody that plants, but that does music as well. And like, I can't wait for y'all to see like what is to come. Like,
And I'm excited because
yeah,
I one thing about you, you be
like
having some shit.
I've
So
done a
I
lot of
know
trial and
this is
error
the
with a lot of
goal.
different things to see what kind of makes me want to keep creating, you know, and want to, like, I'm feeling like that's getting done by doing it. So I'm excited for what I kind of finally came up with and said, yeah, this is what we're going with for the first maybe like 3 shows or stuff.
I am too. Well, thank you so much for coming on here. This is a really good episode. A lot of gems in this for artists that they should look out for. If you have not already, you should be following Casey. She's
Following me.
tagged at Casey's Empire. You should be following her already. You should be following at the Come Up Shows,
Ah!
not the shoe, which is the one
No,
I tagged
it's not
before,
that
and it was the
I
whole page.
never wanted
At the
to
Come Up
delete it
Shows with an
because
S.
that that show, that was from when I was doing shows and I didn't have the content that I have now, like the videos and the, you know, the interviews, like that. It's the real
It
beginning
shows
of when
growth.
we was doing shows at the strip club. We was touring. We did Perfections, Cityscapes, what is this? Scarlet. Yeah,
Solid,
we did them. We
solid.
did, man. It was some good shows.
But it's good to be there for growth, too. But the person
Yeah,
who
I don't
hacked
have
it, they just
no
changed the
access to
password.
it.
Instagram gotta get better with that. So many people get hacked, and then you can't never get back in your account
And
until like 10 years later.
it's been a while. This was before like the hacking we getting now. Like this was, yeah, this was,
Damn.
and it was just,
Well, follow both pages at the Come Up Shows and at the Come Up Shoe. Follow at Global Empire
I
Network
want to
artists
see
if
what
you
you
want to tap in with
do.
Casey.
I'm so proud of you because you know you did
Oh,
say what you wanted to do and you're executing it. And like I said, that's what's important, the strategy. You know how to do. I like your intro
yes.
stuff. Like I was like, okay, Brandy, okay, Brandy.
Girl, I'm trying to create my own stuff. I'll be like, I'm gonna pay someone to do it. But I'm like, no, girl, you pay New York rent. If you don't go on Canva and figure this out. And my whole thing is I'm a perfectionist, and people telling me it does not. I have one of my close friends, shout out to Chris. She actually pushed me to do this show because I talked to her. We always go out to eat, and I'll bring up like your name or other people I know. Like, yeah, I know, girl will do this. I know someone will do this. She was like, why you don't just do a show with these
Yeah, and
people and then she
like
share
I said,
gems? I'm like,
you see how you just created an aesthetic? Stick to that. That's what makes you win when you're doing something in a structure. When you just like creating stuff and just throwing it out there, and it's different templating, different like those are the important things. Like you're not thinking about it, but those are the important things. When those things started getting done, that's when a lot of things started going into another level. To start something somewhere,
right.
but when you start on a level and then get better from that level, you get what I'm saying? So I always tell people, yeah, start
Yeah,
whatever it is
yeah.
that you want to start because you're gonna start learning from it and it's gonna get better. When you know different keys, that's why you go to people to consult, you know, with things like that. Because you want to start branding whatever it is that you have. You want to have an aesthetic. You want to have a color scheme you're sticking
Eventually, I want to get like gear, and then when I wear stuff, I want to wear people's stuff so I can tag your brand, your merch. Like I want that. That's gonna come later. I'm still trying to get used to being consistent. I'm surprised I made it 3 weeks in. Child, I said Thursday is probably the easiest day I could do something. 8 o'clock,
Really good day.
done with work, jump in.
To release Mondays is good to release like Monday night. Except for around football. So those, it's good. Everything is strategy. I tell people when they tell me key, I be like, intent, and strategy. Intent is intention is that's I didn't share that today. I'm sorry. I normally share that with people. That is the biggest key ever. Once you figure out your intentions and what you want to do, that's when you can strategize to do it. Strategize with intent.
Do you recommend focusing on one thing? I feel like we're both people who are good at everything, but I feel like that for a very long time hasn't gotten me far trying to do everything. That I have to like focus on one thing that I'm a master before I dibble and dabble. I probably would dibble and dabble, but I'm focusing mainly on this.
I'm kind of glad you asked me that because I still do a lot of different things, but what I do, like I said, organizing. When you're doing, you can do a couple of things, but when it's organized, excuse me, but when you organize yourself, it makes everything kind of structure properly. And you don't have to do one thing because like the brain now, we're able to do, as you can see, so I do stuff, and when I'm tired of it, like when I need like a breather, a brain like freeze, and I'll do something else. Concentrate, focus on that. So that's what I do. So I wouldn't say concentrate on one thing, because you can, it's what you can take. You could do two. Do it, because a lot of the time doing just one thing, you need a break to kind of sharpen somewhere else. It's crazy because that's how I felt for a long time, but that's what made me who I am and how I'm able to do so much. Like I'm able, right?
How people know you as.
Oh, you need an event planner for a release? Get Casey. You need somebody to manage the video shoot? Get Casey. It's depending on whatever it is that you need and what artist, what type of artist, it could get done.
And having a good work ethic too. I think that's another thing. People know you're gonna get it done and they respect the hustle.
That's why I take things. I don't take it lightly when somebody's not about their word, because I'm about my word. I tell you I'm gonna do something. If I can't, I'm gonna have communication with you to tell you that I can't do it. That's
same. Oh my God, that's one thing I stress all the time.
To saying no. Like before, I couldn't say no to people. Like it was so hard for me to say no. Now I can say no because sometimes that yes, it soured a relationship because of me not having the ability to do it. And I really, and I still said yes. I didn't have the ability because I didn't have the time. You get what I'm saying? It wasn't that I couldn't do it, but I didn't have the time. So a lot of it comes with that now. It's just you have to prioritize what you're doing.
Yeah. I tell people all the time, keeping your word is so big on who you are, and the doors are open for you because people may not know your name, but how you made them feel or the type of person you are is what people will remember. And I can't stand the person who said they're gonna do something and don't do it. Not because you didn't do it, because you didn't communicate with me that you wasn't gonna do it. And especially well, I'm a person who going to easily do it. I'm gonna tell you like, I'm thinking about you. I didn't finish this, but my communication is A1. I'm gonna be direct with you, and I just ask for that in return with people who
and I'm not
work
gonna
with me and stuff like
A1, but for the most part, when I work with someone, I'm the one that's like, well, when are we gonna do this? How by what date are we gonna do? Because that's just how you get things done. And if you don't have due dates and deadlines, like that's been my thing for ask my team. They're doing. I got one editing. One is working on her job and her stuff and her business, and that's the main thing that I've been telling them is that we all have to come together and communicate. And once you communicate what we're able to do, then I know what you can't do. I know where I have to, like, you get what I'm saying? Deadline dates. We need deadlines and dates. Then
you know when you
everybody
could
else
jump
knows
in and kind of
when
move it
they have
along.
to do whatever they have to do. It's not just us no more. You get what I'm saying? It's a whole team of production. So it's beautiful because we growing, but we get frustrated, and you know, so we in a good place.
That's what happens when you're making good content.
And I realize the problems that we do have is growth. You get what I'm saying? So now we gotta do other things. You know, we gotta take care of. We need audio separately. You know, we need this. You know, we need 4 cameras. We need someone doing behind the scenes. We need somebody doing B-roll. We need. You get what I'm saying? Like, so it's
yeah. Conflict is necessary. I say conflict is like sandpaper. It's going to rub you the wrong way, but you're going to be polished because now moving on the next project, y'all know how to move.
You know, when you ask for stuff, like we was waiting for a time like this. That's what we just said. Like, we was waiting for a time like this, and we just talking about, you know, I need this person to do this. I need that person. I got help. I got this. So we having fun while we doing what we love. That's the most important thing.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing more content from you and your team. Once again, thank you so much for squeezing me in. I appreciate it. It's 2023. We're talking about getting the bag. If you could just name 3 things that artists should be focusing on this year if they trying to elevate their platform.
On what you want to do for this year and what you want to do for your career and your branding. Consistency, and no matter what you're doing, you got to keep doing it. You got to keep doing it. The only way that you're going to survive in doing whatever it is that you're doing is consistency. I would not be here today if I wasn't consistent. There were so many days that I would stop and just like, this is not for me. You get what I'm saying? This is not, I can't, you know, because of so many different things. So you have to have your whys, is your intent on why you doing it. Why am I doing it? And then that's what you focus on every time you go through something. And like I said, working at social media, that is the most important thing right now. I mean, social media is what's driving forces right now, what's driving brands, what's driving businesses. You need social media.
And low-key, those 2 things could help with number 3. So, y'all heard it here. Intention, consistency, and social media. So once again, thank you so much, Casey. I can't believe you said I was saying Cassie. I can't believe you were saying you said I was saying Cassie. Yeah, this is going up on YouTube. This is going on YouTube as well. I'm like, I said that? Shit. But thank you so much. I'm looking forward to working with you in the future.
We gotta
say that again.
We gotta make sure Mike dropped those episodes.
So he did, but it's only available to distributors. He shared the link with me. I would tell him to send it to you because your episode is hilarious. What we're gonna offline it. We got it offline, but I would just do a quick one. When he said you bought your mothers, your sisters, your ancestors. That episode is hilarious. I wonder if I can share. Matter of fact, I'm a screen record it. Can I screen record? I'm a screen record it and send it to you. Cause when I say that it's funny.
Who I was against? Because I was on the show twice. Who I was on?
The Indian dude. About you brought your girlfriends out on a date and you ran out on a date.
Mike used me for so many
Same, yo. And that's how we met. I'm gonna send it to you. I just saw it a few days ago. I was hitting him up like, yo, because he got so much content on me. I need this for my Instagram. And he was, first of all, shout out to Mike. I'm gonna bring him on here one day because
that content, right?
He
Positive
is amazing.
Content. Watch, I'm getting a show for Mike. I don't know what show. I'm getting a show for Mike.
He got so much. I feel like he got so much in the vault that, and he told me, he said he has some people's like, oh, this year I'm popping out. Something like that. He texted me, but I'm like, what's going on? He was like, yo, see. I'm like, what I'm seeing. I want to see. Yeah, so make sure y'all follow him on Instagram. What's it? Write my wrongs. Right as in writing.
Right my wrongs.
But it's like, why am I thinking write like a last name, like WRIGHT? It's like writing, right my wrongs. Like, he's super talented. That's how I met this amazing lady here. But
introduced me to so many dope people. Like, every time he had a show and I was around him, he introduced me. Like, I was introduced to oh my god, I hate when that happens. Oh my god, and I just did the show. Oh my god.
He's like, Kevin Hart. Oh no. But no, he really does know a lot of good people, and everyone always has good energy. Like, I remember when he gave me a ride home, he was speaking about you the whole time, and I was just like, all right, I'm gonna connect with her.
Person. That's why anybody who I've met through him, I've always been like, you know what? I don't know how we gonna do something one day. I can't get. This is so bad. This is so.
I'm the same way. I suck with names. But I'm horrible. And me being a host, that's not a good thing. I try so hard not to put people names.
No, but I'm just so mad because, like, I have all over flyers. Like, I talk to her. Like, I don't know, like, why I got this block right now. But so that's to say, he introduces me to some. Hey, Koyo. Koyo is fire. Koyo got a studio artist. If you want here, tap in with Koyo. He's a fire-ass engineer. Tap in. That's another.
And because this is going on YouTube, they probably not going to see this. At COYOSPMG, right? Okay, because you look at screens all day. At the end of the day, I don't know if my pupils dilated. I can't see no more.
If they come up here, they do something in music. They're artists. They write. They produce. They do PR work. They direct.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna mention him on the YouTube. I'm gonna be like,
that's the simple thing with me. Like, look, I'm all right. And Koyo is fine. He do vocal training while he's a vocal producer as well. So,
all right. Y'all see that? You never know who's coming on. You don't know who knows who.
Like, I seen him work. You know how you gotta see people work? You know how they work? Like, I seen how he worked.
Koyo, I gotta bring you on the show now. I gotta bring you on now. She done called you out. Get your calendar April ready. But thank you so much, Casey. We're gonna be working together, of course. Be outside. Thank you.
Big things,
you are the best.
Don't take them lightly,
I still didn't forget what we spoke about with my job. It's some transitions done happen, but I did not forget you.
Forgive me. I know.
Never.
We always.
Never.
You already know. We always doing something somewhere. I got some stuff for you too.
Yeah, y'all gonna see us together real soon. I don't healed. I went to therapy, got out of my ways. I'm outside now. But thank you so much. I appreciate you. We're gonna talk, girl, and make sure y'all follow her at Casey's Empire. CASEYSEMPIRE. Why I act like I can't spell? I was struggling just now. But thank you, girlie. Bye.